Heyo guys, thank you for tuning in. I am Unroyal. I am driving this black Miata, and we are partaking in a Miata Showdown. Everyone's driving pretty much the exact same car, minus the tuning. And right off the bat, we got a green Miata, the number 9 car, going straight into a wall. Looked like a red one just kind of sitting there, probably forgetting which side is the gas and which one's the brake. Going into the first corner, we are not... Okay, there's the first corner mayhem. Recovered it pretty well. Triple A recovery. Couldn't word it right then and there, and I didn't have enough caffeine yet. Anyways, I honestly don't know how to pronounce your name. I do apologize. He's swerving all over the place. He might be playing on keyboard and mouse, but either way, I try to slip behind him in his slipstream. Late shifting here, trying to get around him. He kind of forces me into a wall. I spin him out, get into the tires, and he gets a 2.25 collision penalty for that one. And here I am getting rear-ended by the lime green number 9 Miata that was pushed into the wall earlier. No penalties on my end of those, so we got that going. Anyways, me and this Mr. Speedo the Brief are gonna have quite a bit of a battle. Now I take this turn a little too wide here, trying to keep up behind him as best as I can. Again, this comes down to who tuned their car best and who is the better driver. And obviously I got him on this corner. We are now almost neck and neck. He does start to pick up speed again. I'm in a pretty bad driving line right now, but my goal is catch up to Guerrero Ray. Again, I don't know how to pronounce that name, even though he does have the almost 2.5 second penalty. Speedo here, he takes a turn a little faster than what I did, giving him the edge. He does get around to me. I try to do the cutback back on this left-hander here, but doesn't really be enough until we get to the straight where I somehow miraculously get around him. Going into the last few turns here, it looked like Speedo made a new enemy in the name of Alchemist CK, as it looks like he's in a same state of mindset as I am, trying to catch up to him. Our leader, GPMO, did catch a 1.3 second penalty. Here I am taking turn 1 a little faster, spinning out a little bit there. Losing traction and all that. I do get around Alchemist, although we are side by side. A little bit of contact there. Nothing too crazy to take note of. We are pretty much getting it nice and close by one another. We got Speedo coming up right behind him, dipping off into the grass, kind of forcing Alchemist out of the way. I get pushed off into the grass. It gives me a 0.2 of a second penalty, even though I was forced off the track. Looks like Mr. Red Car 5, he lost control there. Massive pile up of people hitting the brakes right at the double chicane there. Guerrero is forcing other people off the track. He's not really making good friends here. He's I think honestly he's just trying to, well, in all honesty, I think he woke up this morning and chose madness. He goes way too wide. I take advantage, and I decide, you know what, let's go ahead and take advantage of this. Skipping ahead here. Now, here I am thinking, okay, well, we'll probably settle into our positions until I see that good luck indicator. You'll see why I'm kind of concerned about that here in a minute, as you may think I'm crazy when I explain it. Now, going into the double chicane, I take it way too fast. I'm kind of distracted by the whole good luck message. If I recall correctly, Cavalier, I honestly don't know how to pronounce that name, he was way in the back last I checked. So that concerns me, especially here on the last lap. So anyways, we got Mad Dog here trying to catch up to him. He does lose control. I end up getting around him pretty easily here. He's still trying to pick up speed after what I assume to be spinning out, maybe getting spun out, maybe a little bit of contact. Might repaint this Miata. You can actually see all the scratches and such from the amount of hits I've taken. Anyways, Mad Dog, he does catch back up. He's pretty much right on my rear. Does get around me. I brake a little soon. He brakes a little late. We both lose traction. He picks it up quicker than I do. He dips off into the grass. I try taking this corner a little tight. He does get in my way, so I brake a little bit more. Excuse me. Coffee went down the wrong throat. But anyways, during these last two turns, I am pretty much right behind him, trying to get in a slipstream, trying to get 12th back. But if we take a look at the positions here, we're 12th and 13th. Now we're 13th and 14th, and there was absolutely no one that passed us. And of course, going to the finish line, I finished in 7.5. And if you look at Kalikar's time, you'll see that he has no finish time under a race. So that dubs him the cheater of this race. Alright, taking this showdown to Laguna Seca. Now, this race has so much action pulled in it. It's going to be hard to commentate over, so I do apologize if I get a little quiet from time to time. It's just me catching my breath now. Pretty good start. No one's in a wall. No one's getting spun out. No one's no first turn mayhem here. I do got Jamin Damas right behind me, and we got a Miata spinning out. Domino's Miata hit me in the back. It shoots me up to 15, so it was more a help than anything. Here I am catching up to Cahorn Muffin. I hope I pronounced that right. I do apologize if I said your name wrong. I doubt any of you guys actually watch these videos anyways, but still, I think it's justified to have to apologize for mispronouncing your name. But anyways, me and Cahorn Muffin, I'm just going to say Muffin, are having a battle. I get pushed into him thanks to Mechaniac there, who is racing way too aggressively during these few races, or at least during this race. He shoves me out of the way, which shoves me into Muffin, and it kind of ruins Muffin's race, and I do apologize for that one. Anyways, here I am getting behind Nikolasic. Again, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I do apologize. I'll just refer to you as LASIK at this point. Anyways, what was that? Doc Holliday, he ended up going to the stand there. It kind of ruined his race. Doesn't really realize I am coming up behind him, so we do grind paint a little bit. That's okay. I wanted to repaint this thing anyways, see what my creative mind could go in. And someone was ghosted there. I don't know what was going on. Don't know why, don't know how, but for whatever reason he was ghosted, and I just decided, you know what, let's take, well, it was now 15th, probably took 16th, but happened so quick. We got Mechaniac going through the sand, obviously restocking for his pocket sand in case he needs it, and Mia and LASIK are right neck and neck. Going through this corkscrew, he does lose a little bit of traction. I think I lost a little bit of traction myself. Mechaniac did take up a 0.6 penalty, a little over half a second, so he does get around me, but I'm not too worried about it. As long as I stay behind him and stay close, I should be alright. We got another Miata taking a beach vacation. I don't know what it is about these red Miatas and their need for pocket sand. Like right there, we got LASIK going off into the sand as well. So that makes Gamer, Mechaniac, and LASIK all have beach vacations, all while I'm driving around, trying to make something of myself, you know? So sad, so jealous. But anyways, here I am keeping up with the next 5 positions, or 4, whichever one. LASIK losing control, going back into the sand, dropping down a position. He's obviously causing some mayhem. Some tires are dipping off into the sand. It looks like Gamer is just kicking up some dust, trying to mess with people behind them. And 2 people, we got LASIK spinning out. Epic dodge there. AAA, you can't see this anywhere else. I think all of those times of me watching Fast and the Furious really taught me something in the end. Anyways, I'm shot up in the 9th place. Catching up to Sticker Garage here, who does have a second penalty. So, as long as I stay behind him, I do have 8th place in the bag. It's going to be a close race at least. Anyways, finally getting off into the final turn here. I do manage to close that gap a little bit more. Managed where as long as I stay behind him, I will take 8th place. And then, of course, we got Mechaniac. Mechaniac, I do apologize for mispronouncing your name. We got him about a second and a half behind me, not including his time penalty there. I lose traction there, drifting off a little bit. Just keep focused on Mechaniac there, who's slowly closing the gap. And taking a sip of coffee there. Really showing that he's a little too aggressive during this driving. But anyways, I start catching up to Garage here. Mechaniac right on my bumper, as you can see by the indicator. I take a look behind me, seeing, okay, is he coming up fast? What is going on? Getting up to the corkscrew, he's not really causing too much of a hassle. He's not driving as aggressively. I try to get up on Sticker Garage's side. I do end up tapping him. The boy there, he decides he wants to go into the sand. Not sure why, it just seemed like he said, you know what, I want a beach vacation, let's go ahead and take one. And so we did. Proud of you, bud. So that gives me 8th place, so technically 7th place, as I am within Sticker Garage's penalty window. So I think as long as I just stick to this pace, I should be alright, even though Mechaniac is... With his driving, he has proven to be rather too aggressive. We got Sticker Garage going into the grass, almost going into the wall. Mechaniac is right on my right side. He's on the outside. I take the inside, keeping 8th place. Trying to get around Garage here, but to no avail. I had to brake a little early as I was not in a good race line there. I really hope my throat gets used to these commentaries. They are not the easiest. Mechaniac does give me a little love tap on the back. Does get around me, but he's got over a second in penalties, so as long as I stay behind him, I still have technically 7th place, as long as we're both really close to Sticker Garage here. But anyways, I start really closing the gap, trying to get back around him, get into the final corner. I try cutting back a little deep. He does dip off into the median and the sand there. Just trying to put some pressure on him, trying to get him to make a mistake. And of course, we're both trying to make Sticker Garage making a mistake as well. Going into turn 1, Sticker Garage goes into the grass, into the wall. Mechaniac into him. Epic dodge number 2. Oh boy, how crazy is this race. 2 crashes, several people spinning out. A lot of penalties on the scoreboard there. The boy catching up, he's recovered from his beach vacation. And he is trying to catch back up to the leaders. Now, this is the final lap, so I am just going to go ahead and play this out. Now, going into the corkscrew here, the boy does start catching up to me. He's really putting some pressure on me. I'm not worried about him, though, because he does have a second and a half in penalties. So, at this point, me just staying ahead of him is, at this point, just bragging rights, showing that I can outdrive him any day. Even though he does catch up to me quite a few times. He's getting right up to the side there. I brake way too late during this final corner. I'm amazed the boy did not get around me here. I just late brake, pedal to the metal. I'm sure the car's engine is probably on fire at this point. But I finished the race 8 minutes and 13 seconds. In 7th place, gaining 11 positions. Heck of a race. Let's go into that last one. Okay, final race for you guys. I think this is Catalonia. I could be completely mistaken though, so I do apologize if I got the track name wrong, but this is another race where I didn't have to really edit it too much outside of maybe cutting practice out and doing all that fun stuff, just because it is full of things going on. Now, as you see, I got around 2 other guys right off the bat. Going into turn 1 here, taking it nice and slow as I avoid a pile up. Getting love tapped by TLR Spike 66. Got a guy there that was ghosted. I'm not sure what was his deal. Spikes here is trying to force people off the track, me being one of them. Out of there, he's just playing some massive mind games. All to Nicky, and I make a little bit of a contact. Cesaro's taking a full advantage, just shooting up right through us. Taking 16th, right behind. I can't really see that name on this tiny little screen. We have Lucas drifting off onto the wide area of the turn, losing quite a few positions. I get right by Cesaro's, a little bit of contact. No one really makes a hindrance on their race. In fact, I think I took a bigger hit on that one. All Nicky does the same thing. Apparently a Blue Skidoo, he can too. Although in this case, it's probably not a good idea to follow Blue around. Catching back up to Cesaro's. I hope I pronounced that name right. I do apologize again if you ever watch this. But anyways, we get into the shoe, where I finally get around him. We are neck and neck though. I decided let's start shifting late, pick up a little more speed. One thing about these types of races, you gotta get to know your car as well. We're going through this turn. I don't remember if this is the Cheetah or not, if this is Cheetah or the next one is. Didn't really do that much research on this course, nor am I very familiar with it overall. By the way, Cesaro's, he tries to late brake, doesn't work. I get around Blade for life pretty easily. Going into the final corner, we got one guy right off the course. Anyways, going back on the straight, everyone's starting to pull away a little bit. I think this is where, okay, I started pulling them back in due to the fact that I am shifting a little later than I probably should. Getting into turn 1, touch of wall and spikes. I catch up to them pretty quickly. Anyways, going into the S-bends here. We got touch of wall and spikes going at it quite a bit. Looks like touch of wall is really trying his hardest to get around spikes here. I'm kind of holding back a little bit, as if I recall correctly, Spikes was very aggressive during practice. And I have a feeling that's not going to change at all. It was going into, I go in grass there, lose a little bit of traction, going into that turn there. Finally catching up to them, getting to know their driving habits. It looks like Spikes has calmed down just a little bit. So I'm thinking, you know what, I could probably start catching up, making moves, and hope that I could start gaining some positions. It looks like a little bit of contact between those two is made. I start trying to get around. Spikes is straight up spinning Murano out, almost taking me in the process. Cesaro's, he takes full advantage of it, and I can't say as I blame him. I would have done the same thing. In fact, I've done it twice in the last race, so good on ya, Cesaro's, good on ya. Spikes there got a 7/10 of a second penalty. Good on you, Forza, for laying down some law and order in these online races. Going in this questionably named turn, possibly Cheetah, I'm not too sure. I do apologize as well. I try to catch up to Cesaro. I'm braking late. I'm honestly making a few mistakes here. I do lose traction quite a few times trying to catch up to him. But going into this final bend here, I closed the gap just a little bit. And I've knocked my time down by almost 5 seconds as far as good laps are concerned. That's a win in my book. But anyways, I got Cesaro's just under a second ahead. He is teetering back and forth between a full second and 0.9. Getting into turn 1 though, I closed the gap even more. I've got him down to 0.7, 0.6 now. All Nicky, he's behind us. He's got a second, almost a second and a half in penalties. Not even worried about him. I'm just trying to get 11th place from Tezaro's here. There I make a mistake. I start drifting the car a little bit. Not really a good idea at this point. I start thinking, you know what, let's just be consistent. Keep the rubber to the asphalt. And I should be able to catch up to him pretty... I want to say quickly, but... I don't even want to say effortlessly. I think I'll guarantee to catch up to Tezaro's here. And of course my theory is starting to show as I got him from 1.1 down to 0.9 seconds ahead until I lose traction there. Got a little cocky. And decided, you know what, let's try and push the car a little further. Got it down to 0.8, 0.7, slowly reeling him in. Getting into the shoe here, at least I think it's called the shoe. Again, I don't really know this track. Close the gap even more, got him down to 0.8 seconds ahead. And at this point, I'm just trying to keep traction, keep going. I know he's a little slower going around these turns, so that will be my saving grace at this point. As long as I keep rubber to the asphalt and keep the car under control, I should be able to take 11 from him. And of course, I got him up to under half a second ahead. So here we are in the final turn. I hit the gas a little soon, but either way, I'm starting to get into a slipstream now. I'm thinking this is very doable as far as catching up and getting 11 from him. Got him down to 0.2. He's probably got my indicator right on his bumper right now. That's probably putting some pressure on him. I'm thinking, okay, let's try and play some mind games now. So I try to take it a little deeper there and then go outside. aka a little reverse cutback, make him question what I'm going to do next. As a racing game is partly a mental game as well, trying to decide what your opponent is going to do. Kind of like in a game of chess or MMA or anything like that. You got to really try and see what your opponent is going to do. And so I'm thinking if I play mind games with him, I should be able to get 11th. I slide there a little bit, losing some time. But luckily, during this next turn, I make some of that back up. Never mind. He takes that corner a little faster. He probably knows that I could probably take 11th at any moment now. Taking that turn a little too tight, going onto the curb there. Closing the gap down to 0.4 seconds, or yeah, 0.4 tenths of a second. 0.3 seconds. I'm right behind them. I decide let's go ahead and make a move. Braking a little late. Going into this turn. Again, I don't know the name, so I'm not going to say it. We get around Tezaro's. And trying to catch up to Furious George here. I got to make up a second in order to catch up to him because he does have a 2-second penalty. I'm thinking as long as I catch up to him, I can get it, and it does show that it is doable. Going into this turn, I closed the gap quite a bit. I got Kurt Tasney. I apologize if I completely butchered your name. Down to 1.3. That means Furious George, yup, he is down to 1.3 as well. I start really closing the gap. I got him down to 0.8. As long as I keep it here, I should be able to take 10th from him with no effort. Tezaro's, he is right behind me. I think he's late shifting, but it doesn't matter. I crossed the finish line before him. And yep, got 10th place, gained 9 positions. And that is also going to be the video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Later.